The battlefield was silent. Smoke still rose from the blackened ground, and the air carried the bitter stench of burned metal and blood. A lone human soldier walked carefully among the ruins, his boots crunching over shattered helmets and broken weapons. Every shadow looked dangerous. Every sound echoed like a threat. He thought he was the last one alive here, until he heard it. A faint, trembling sound. A breath. Turning sharply, he found her. An alien warrior, collapsed against the broken remains of a stone wall. Her armor was torn, cracked in several places, glowing faintly with strange energy. Her body shook with each desperate breath, as if the armor itself was suffocating her. Their eyes met. Her gaze was not full of hate, not full of the fury he expected. Instead, it was fear, pure, desperate fear. Then she spoke. Her voice was weak, trembling, yet commanding. "Human, remove my armor. If you don't, I will die." The soldier froze, stunned. Was this a trap? Alien armor was notorious, packed with hidden blades, poison, and explosive failsafes. One wrong touch and both of them could be torn apart. But her breaths grew shorter. He saw the panic in her trembling eyes. She wasn't lying. She wasn't acting. She was suffocating. The human's grip tightened on his rifle. Every instinct screamed at him to leave. She was the enemy. She was dangerous. And yet, something in his heart whispered louder than his fear. She needed him, and without him she would die right here, right now. The battlefield was silent again. Only her voice, fading weaker with each second, broke the air. "Please," she whispered, "take it off, or I cannot breathe." The soldier's heart pounded as he stepped closer. Every human report said alien armor was alive in some way, bonded to its host, designed to punish anyone who tried to tamper with it. He had seen men reduced to ash just for touching the wrong piece. And now, this wounded alien girl was asking him to remove hers. He crouched near her, keeping his weapon close, his eyes fixed on the strange glowing locks across her chest plate. The armor pulsed faintly, like it had its own heartbeat. Each pulse made her wince as though it was draining the last of her strength. Her breathing was ragged now. Every inhale sounded like a battle, every exhale weaker than the last. "If you wait longer," she whispered, voice breaking, "I will not survive." The human clenched his jaw. He didn't know her. He didn't trust her. She was supposed to be his enemy. And yet, watching her body struggle against its own prison made something shift inside him. Slowly, he placed his hand on the first lock. The armor hissed, reacting to his touch with a sharp metallic growl, like a beast warning him away. He pulled his hand back, his breath catching. His instincts screamed again, "Don't do it. She's not worth dying for." But then he looked into her eyes. Those eyes weren't the eyes of a warrior now. They weren't the eyes of an enemy. They were the eyes of someone drowning, someone begging for help. His pulse steadied. His decision was made. He adjusted his grip, fingers finding the grooves of the strange lock. "Hold still," he muttered. A sharp twist, a sudden spark. The armor flared with angry light, and for a moment he thought it would explode. But then, click, the first lock released with a hiss of air. The alien girl gasped, her chest rising for the first time in relief. But there were more locks. Too many. Each one just as dangerous, each one a gamble with his own life. He swallowed hard. One down. Many more to go. The human knew now this wasn't just about removing armor. This was a battle of trust, and one mistake could kill them both. The soldier's fingers trembled as he moved to the next lock. Each one looked different. Some fused into the armor like bone, others pulsing with strange blue light. He had no idea which might kill him the moment he touched it. But time was running out. Her lips were turning pale. Her breaths came in shallow, desperate gasps. He pressed down on the second lock. The armor shuddered violently, like it resisted him with all its strength. For a heartbeat, he thought it would detonate. Sparks danced across the metal, lighting up the dark battlefield. Then, click, the second lock released. The alien girl inhaled sharply, her body shuddering as fresh air rushed into her lungs. For the first time since he had found her, she let out something close to a relieved sigh. But as the chest plate loosened further, he finally saw what the armor had been hiding. Beneath the layers of metal, her skin wasn't thick or armored like he imagined. It was fragile, almost human-like, pale and trembling as though it had never felt air before. Her eyes flickered open wider, locking onto his. The soldier felt an unease ripple through him. This wasn't the face of a monster. This wasn't the terrifying alien warrior he had pictured. This was someone vulnerable. Another lock snapped free, then another. With each release, she drew deeper breaths, her chest rising and falling with desperate need. Finally, the last piece of armor slid away with a heavy clang, crashing onto the broken ground. The sound echoed across the ruins like a gunshot. And there she was, no longer the armored enemy he had feared, no longer the faceless alien soldier. She was just a girl, exhausted, shaking, her body weak and unprotected. Her first words without the armor were a whisper that carried more weight than a scream. "I can breathe." The human stared at her, stunned. In that moment, he realized he hadn't just unmasked her armor. He had unmasked the truth. The alien girl lay weakly against the wall, gasping for air as if every breath was a gift. The human soldier kept his rifle ready, eyes never leaving her. Now that her armor was gone, he expected her to strike, to attack him with hidden claws or strange weapons. But she didn't. She just breathed, like someone who had been drowning for far too long. Her voice came out soft, fragile, so unlike the steel tone he had expected from an enemy warrior. "You don't understand. This armor, it was never protection." The soldier frowned. His mind raced. Not protection. Her eyes burned with a mix of pain and shame as she forced the words out. "It was a prison. My people, they locked me inside it. Said it would make me stronger. Said I was too weak to fight without it. But the truth," she coughed, her body shaking. "The truth is, it was killing me." The soldier's jaw tightened. He thought of all the battles, all the bloodshed. He thought she had chosen this fight, chosen this war. But now the truth cut through him like a blade. She wasn't a willing warrior. She was a prisoner of her own people. Her trembling hand touched the metal scraps scattered on the ground. "They sealed me in for weeks. I could not take it off. Not to sleep, not to eat properly. The armor breathed for me, fought for me, but slowly, it drained my body. I begged them to release me. They refused." The human's breath caught. He saw it now. This wasn't the enemy he had been told about. She wasn't just another soldier in their endless war. She was a victim, used, trapped, left to die when she could no longer serve. For a long moment, the battlefield was silent. The human soldier looked at her differently now. Not as a monster in a shell, but as someone broken, someone who had needed him to survive. And then, almost too quietly to hear, she whispered, "Why would a human save me?" Her question lingered in the air, heavier than the ruins around them. And the soldier realized. He didn't have an answer. The human soldier stayed silent for a long moment. Her question echoed in his mind. Why would a human save me? He didn't know the answer himself. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was mercy. Or maybe it was the simple truth that when he looked into her eyes, he didn't see an enemy anymore. He lowered his rifle just slightly, though his grip was still firm. "You're alive," he muttered. "That's reason enough." Her lips curved, not quite into a smile, but into something softer than the hard mask she had worn behind the armor. Her breathing steadied, though her body trembled with weakness. "You risked your life," she whispered. "Most of your kind would have let me die." The soldier's jaw tightened. He didn't respond, but his silence was answer enough. For the first time since the war began, she felt something strange. A thread of trust. Fragile, thin, ready to break at the smallest pull. And yet it was there. The alien girl shifted painfully, her body trembling as she leaned closer, her voice lower now. "I thought humans were monsters, that you only kill. But you proved me wrong." The human looked away for a moment, scanning the ruins around them. The battlefield was still, but danger was never far. His instincts screamed to move, to prepare, to escape. Yet something rooted him in place. In this broken silence, they were no longer enemies. Not a human, not an alien, just two survivors sharing the same air, the same moment. And for the first time, she whispered something not as a soldier, but as someone who had been saved. "Thank you." The human turned his gaze back to her. No words came to him, but in his eyes, she saw the answer to the question she had asked before. Why did he save her? Because in that moment, she wasn't just an alien. She was someone who deserved to live. The fragile silence between them lasted only a moment. Then, the ground trembled. The human soldier froze. In the distance, a sharp metallic hum rose through the smoke. Lights flickered across the ruins. Cold, mechanical eyes searching the battlefield. Alien drones. The girl's face drained of what little color it had left. "They've returned," she whispered. Her voice shook with something deeper than fear. It was despair. "They're here to finish the mission. To finish me." The soldier tightened his grip on his rifle, his body tense. He scanned the dark ruins as shadows moved. At least 3 drones, maybe more. Sleek, insect-like machines with jagged blades for arms. Their sensors glowed red, scanning for movement. The alien girl clutched her chest weakly. Without her armor, she was exposed. Defenseless. If the drones saw her like this, she wouldn't stand a chance. Her trembling hand reached for him. "Go," she begged. "Save yourself. If they find you here, you'll die too." The human didn't move. His eyes locked on the advancing drones. His instincts screamed at him to run, to hide, to survive. But another voice rose inside him, louder, sharper. He looked down at her fragile form. If he left now, she would be slaughtered in seconds. And something inside him refused to let that happen. The first drone screeched, its blades snapping open. The hum of its engines cut through the night as it descended closer. The soldier raised his rifle. His breath steadied. "No," he muttered. "If they want you, they'll have to go through me first." The alien girl's eyes widened. For the first time, she saw not just a human soldier, but a shield. Someone ready to stand against impossible odds. The drones locked onto their position. Red beams cut across the smoke. The battle was coming to them, and the human soldier made his choice. He wasn't running. Not tonight. The first drone dived. Its blades gleamed in the firelight, slicing through the smoke as it came straight for them. The human soldier squeezed the trigger. A burst of gunfire roared, tearing through the machine's sensor eye. Sparks exploded as the drone twisted, crashed into the rubble, and died in a shower of broken metal. 2 more drones closed in fast. Their screeches echoed across the ruins, red beams flashing over the cracked stone. The soldier moved with desperate precision, ducking, firing, reloading faster than he thought possible. Each shot was survival. Each movement was defiance. The alien girl watched in awe. This lone human with no armor, no backup, was fighting like a storm. His body moved as if powered by something stronger than fear. He fought for her. One drone lunged from behind. The soldier spun, driving his combat knife deep into its glowing core. The machine convulsed and collapsed, hissing as its energy drained out. Only one remained. It screeched, charging straight toward the girl. Her eyes widened in terror. She had no strength left to move, no armor to shield her. The soldier didn't think. He threw himself forward, tackling the drone midair. Metal teeth tore into his shoulder, drawing blood. He roared in pain, forcing the rifle against the machine's head and firing point blank. The drone exploded into shards. Silence followed. Only the soldier's ragged breaths broke the night. He staggered back, blood dripping from his wound. The alien girl reached out weakly, her trembling hand brushing against his arm. Her voice cracked, but her words cut deeper than any blade. "You fought for me, even when I was your enemy." The soldier met her gaze. His chest rose and fell, his eyes dark with exhaustion, but steady. I didn't see an enemy, he said quietly. I saw someone worth saving. For a moment, her lips parted, as if she wanted to say more. Then, with a heavy sigh, she whispered a truth she had never dared to speak before. I was sent to capture you, to bring you back alive. That was my mission. But now, her voice faltered. Now I cannot. Not after this. The human froze. His body tensed at her confession. Yet, in her eyes, there was no betrayal. Only conflict. Only change. Their fates were no longer enemy against enemy. They were bound now by survival, by trust, by something far greater than either had expected. The night grew quiet once more. But both of them knew this was not the end. It was only the beginning.